for letting Vertical live. I'm gonna talk about Skip Bayless and Jaylen Brown comments on Bronny James. Make sure you thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. I haven't put any of these vertical lives on the podcast, so we'll check the podcast out. Maybe one day I will. Also, doing an update for the Patreon as well too. Um, I will put the Patreon for Free Game 89 up when I'm done with this. Also, on the Goodfella TV side of the Patreon, I'm going to start talking about supplements, um, supplements, and on the Free Game 89 side of things, I'll start kind of giving some grooming tips. So, supplements, workout tips, Goodfella TV side of Patreon, you can get both. Just look at the tiers. On Free Game 89, I do grooming. So make sure you check out the Patreon. The first supplement video on Goodfella TV should be up tomorrow. Also, sometime tomorrow or Thursday, the Mattermoth video will be up. Jerron Business win over Avanesian. I will break that down as well too. So some videos coming for Goodfella TV. So, but yeah, man, shout out to Patreon. It's free for the first 7 days. Appreciate everybody supporting it. In a minute, I'll start doing a better job promoting it. Promoting it. I don't know what Miles doing. Miles back there doing something. But yeah, Skip Bayless, first and foremost, he put a lot of brothers on. He launched, shout out to B Taylor, I see you. He launched Stephen A career. Don't forget they fired Stephen A and brought Stephen A back. He had Michael Eric Dyson on. He's had Michael Eric Dyson on after he got fired too. But he started to talk a little bit too black. They got rid of him, brought him back. Then he started selling out. I mean, look here, man. I ain't even mad at brothers for selling out. But if you're going to sell out, hey, sell out. Don't try to be an agent. Don't try to have 1 foot in the game and 1 foot out the game. If you're going to sell out, be all in. One thing I can respect about weak ass Whitlock is that Whitlock all in on selling out. A lot of these dudes in the industry, they got 1 foot in like they still black and 1 foot out with the man. No, go all in. That's what I say. Go all in. If you're going to sell out, go all in. There's a lot of dudes at the JOB that's selling out for free. They tattletelling for nothing. For a pizza party, for a hot and ready. Not even for that. Not even for a promotion. They do all that snitching and ratting and don't even get team leader. Don't even ever get the manager, assistant to the assistant manager. So, like I said before, if you going to sell out, sell out. Stephen A can make anywhere from 20, 25 million, but don't act like you like us. All that, and I ain't trying to make it about him, but all that, trying to be like us, that's what dudes do. A lot of these dudes, in the crime world, I mean, drug dealers do this back in the day. I don't know any good drug dealers these days. They feel like, they messed them families up. They got a conscience. They sold crack to a pregnant woman. Didn't Biggie do that? They sell crack to their community, so they give turkeys out. They send kids through college. They help small businesses and families out that's in a bind. That's their way of balancing out their good and their bad, right? Stephen A is trying to do the same thing. He's trying to key with them folks and then still be in the trenches with us. At the end of the day, just pick a side. Now, the best way he can literally, do that is just, you ain't got to address black issues. That OJ Simpson, he didn't have to, and I don't want to make this about him, but I'm just saying, you don't have to address black issues. Just help brothers out. He threw Jaylen Brown under the bus, gave Josh Allen a pass for saying the N-word, threw Kyrie under the bus for the jab, gave Aaron Rodgers a pass when he lied. We could see your track record. As Kendrick Lamar said, you not like us. But the best way you can, balance the good and bad out is put brothers in position to win. Like Shannon Sharp, he helped put Shannon Sharp in a position to win. And by helping a brother out, what happened for him? He able to negotiate a new deal. They breaking records. They bury undisputed because of Shannon Sharp. Had he said, nah, I ain't gonna put my ego aside. He don't know Shannon Sharp is bigger than him. Pause. Shannon Sharp is the most popular person on TV. CNN, MSNBC, BET, I don't even watch BET in years. Whatever they got going on. Shannon Sharp is the TV personality of the year, and really working on the TV personality of the decade. I mean, people don't realize he been on. Oh, he gave Danny White a pass. Shannon Sharp said he been on TV for 17 years. You know, Shannon Sharp been on TV for 17 years. So don't think, he showed up and he just blew up. Shannon Sharp was on CBS, Inside the NFL, NFL Network. Shannon Sharp put in work for years. But back to Skip Bayless. Like, a lot of people say, well, Skip Bayless is racist. Skip Bayless got a sweet tooth for chocolate and all that stuff. Hey, look here, man. He put Stephen A in position and Stephen A ran with it. He had some hiccups. You know what I'm saying? Throughout his career, he had the DUI out there in Auburn Hills. That's this way at covering the Pistons back in the day. Got fired, brought back to ESPN. Then he started talking white. His ultimate goal is to be a late night show host, David Letterman. I ain't never watched that shit. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, I never really understood the hype about late night. That's really an 80s, 90s things for real. I don't think really millennials, probably like the last generation that paid attention to Saturday Night Live and all that shit, man. I know when MASH came on TV, it was time to go to bed because my grandparents didn't have cable. So I know when MASH came on, it was time to go to bed, right? But Skip Bayless, he helped him and Stephen A. and Dana, what's her name? I forget her last name. And then the other white guy that was on Cold Pizza. That was the best debate show on TV. Okay. It was the original. A lot of the discussion or debate discussion took place on the radio. So you had a bunch of people with ugly faces and radio voices. Skip Bayless, ESPN, Dana, I forget the other guy. He couldn't keep his hands to himself, so he got fired. He kept touching the women at ESPN. The white guy that used to be on there. And Stephen A, he picked Stephen A. They revolutionized. They took debate, sports talk to a visual. So it blew up. I mean, I like the original format. I like the name Cold Pizza. It was often duplicated but couldn't be recreated. And Skip Bayless had a huge part in that. Huge part in that. And one thing about Skip Bayless, he can pick talent. He picked Stephen A. Remember, he picked Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp was speaking a little bit too black. I think that's when they kind of let Stephen A go. And they was going with Shannon and Skip, and Shannon was speaking a little bit too black on there. Undisputed say, hey, you can say what you want to say on here. He bought the cognac, he bought the Black and Miles, he bought the props. You know what I'm saying? But Skip Bayless had a great eye for talent. Say what y'all want to say. He was a guy that rose through the rankings, writing and all this stuff. Some people say, well, he got all these nicknames for black athletes and he praised white athletes. I mean, he was highly critical of Aaron Rodgers. He was highly critical of a lot of athletes. Now, I don't know. I forget what nickname he gave Aaron Rodgers, but a lot of people say, well, he called Chris Bosh by Spice. He was highly critical of LeBron James. But that was and they found a LeBron fanatic in Shannon Sharp. So that was all part of the play. I mean, a lot of these dudes, man, with Skip, they had an issue with him, but at the end of the day, they all watched him and talked about him. You know what I'm saying? So, I just don't like to talk about all the bad a person did, white, black, whatever, Simpson, yellow, green. He did some good, I mean, trying to think who else he was highly critical of. It's a bunch of athletes, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I never, he did have some vitriol for, well, Troy Aikman. I don't know if y'all know the reason why Troy Aikman didn't like, since they just say he pick on black people. And like I said, I'm just stating the facts. Troy Aikman didn't want him to join Fox because he's the one that broke the news. I don't know. He started a rumor that Troy Aikman, he swung on the left side of the plate. If you catch my drift, that I don't know, he was a sweet relish. How about that? He didn't, he batted on the opposite side of the plate. So, and that was a rumor that I've never heard confirmed. All right. So players know what players are sweet. I'll just put it that way. Trust me, it's been gay NFL and athletes, and players know. I mean, if you ever been in a locker room, if you ever been in a classroom, a locker room, people know. And if you play even in the basketball locker room with 10, 12 players, there's cliques within the basketball. All the players didn't hang out with each other. Yeah, we might have went to go for pizza after the game, but you already know. Three or four of us. You know, hey, we going to Rob house after the game. We going to fuck with the hoes after the game. We going to do. You know how it was. It was cliques within the clique. So people knew, sexuality, who was broke, who was poor, what time their parents came home, who house we could parlay at. We all knew. See, that's why I don't really never buy it when females say they don't know guys are bisexual. Females know before men do. That's bullshit. They know. So I don't know if that's true by Trey Aikman. I always liked Trey Aikman on the microphone. He was a solid quarterback. Didn't have the greatest numbers, but I understand why they put him in the Hall of Fame. I think McNabb should have got in there too, but McNabb don't have the hardware. But I digress. So, at the end of the day, Skip Bayless recruited black talent, but also he depended on it. You know what I'm saying? I said he recruited black talent, but he depended on it. Whether it was standing next to Lil Wayne, standing next to Shannon Sharp, standing next to Stephen A. Smith, he depended on it. Standing next to Keyshawn, Paul Pierce almost saving their bacon, just think he came to the game a little bit later. He depended on the black talent to carry him, right? To a certain extent, his thing was to be harsh and just to be outlandish and all that stuff, but he depended on that black talent that he recruited, and guess what? A lot of that talent, they outshine the master. What was it, one of the 48 laws of power? Never outshine the master. I think that's one of the dumbest laws of all time. You think LeBron James don't want his son Bronny and Bryce to be better than him? Absolutely. The master should always want the student and the pupil to outshine him. If you got a mentor that don't want you to be greater than them, then that's not a mentor that you should have. You can't stunt nobody growth and stop nobody shine. They gonna be what they gonna be. That's a reflection of the mentor. It's a reflection of it. So, in my opinion, they both leveled up after Skip Bayless. Stephen A was brought back to ESPN. Now he could be getting somewhere $25 million a year. Living his dream. Went from a guy that was writing in the Philadelphia Inquirer, I believe, following Allen Iverson. Shannon Sharp. He was a guy that was on Inside NFL, NFL Network, ESPN. And the best thing that Shannon Sharp ever did was start his own platform. Now, talking about Shannon Sharp subsidiary real quick, he got a lot of hate. Cat Williams, the Cat Williams interview that got hate from him, that boiled down to jealousy. A lot of them comedians was jealous. A lot of people that had been podcasts was jealous. All these NBA, NFL players got a podcast now, and none of them have the cachet or the swagger of Shannon Sharp. You know what I'm saying? None of them do. And they joking, oh, Shannon gay and Shannon this, that, and the third, and blase this, blase. That's jealousy, bro. Shannon older, so he really don't understand what they doing. They jealous. Instead of picking his brain like Cam Newton did to see how to get this money and how to crack the algorithm, what do black people start doing? Bitter black people start hating. Oh, he with them folks, or he sold his asshole, or he did. Well, okay, what you concerned about another man's asshole? That's what black people do when we see got one shining. Instead of picking his brain for how to get to where he got to, we try to tear him down. That's what I ain't like. Y'all can talk shit about Skip Bayless, but Skip Bayless put more brothers on than a lot of y'all did. A lot of y'all holding your homeboys back. Y'all got great jobs. You can refer your homeboy or your homegirl to your job, but you don't because you don't want them to be on their level. I mean, Gary Owens had this joke where they got mad. You can look it up. I forget the name of the video, but he said this joke where they got mad because he came at Monique when she was going at Will Packer and accused him of being like I forget the director name that got in trouble. was it the one that Harvey Weinstein, they he accused him of being Harvey Weinstein or something like that. And Gary Owens came to his defense and said Monique was tripping. And then Black Twitter told Gary Owens to stay up out their business, right? Gary Owens said that, you know what, man? He said, I had a black wife and she had a kid before we got together, and I sent that black boy to school. He said, I sent that. He didn't say boy. He said, I sent that black kid to school. He said, I sent my stepson to school. I mean, I sent him to college. I paid for all 4 years of his college. How many of y'all on black on Black Twitter can say y'all sent one black kid to college? You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, y'all can sit here and y'all can determine who black, who not, who right, who wrong. But a lot of these white people done did more help to the community than y'all done did. Y'all don't even save up enough money to send y'all kids to college. Y'all don't save enough money for your kids to go out there with a head start and help them pay for an apartment for a year or two, start them off with a car, make them an authorized user on your credit card so they can have credit. Most of y'all put y'all kids in the negative by putting the cable bill and the electrician bill in their name. So I really ain't trying to hear that. So y'all can criticize all you want to, but how many black people have you literally helped? Skip Bayless then launched two of the biggest careers right now on shit in television. You know, and yeah, he needed them for sure. He did. He needed them. He needed them. You know, Keyshawn was good in his own right. Keyshawn was getting paid to sit at home from ESPN. Keyshawn's a talent. Michael Irvin is a talent. Like it or not, they trying to railroad on Mike Irvin. I can listen to Mike Irvin talk all day. You know, Richard Sherman, before he kept getting in trouble, make sure I double tap the screen and like the video. He was a talent. So all these people that he launched in their careers, how many of these brothers out here done did some good? Y'all done sold crack to y'all community. Y'all done stole from your homeboys, from your family. Y'all done borrowed money, never. Y'all ain't uplift one black person. Holding your baby mama back. Holding your son and your daughters back. Y'all ain't uplifted one black person. Let's keep it real. Make sure I double tap the screen and like the video. It ain't nothing but a double tap. Pause. I'm just keeping it real. So y'all can say what y'all want to say about Skip Bayless, but Shannon ain't in the position he is now without Skip. Steven ain't in the position that he is now. You know, he brought Paul Pierce to TV. Shit, I'm surprised ESPN ain't swooped down. Well, they did have Paul Pierce, and they got mad at him because he had strippers in the back. I don't understand that. No, Pat McPhee can call Caitlin Clark a B on TV. I'm okay. You know, and that's why ESPN is getting corny. They got rid of all the real ninjas. You know, Jaylen, Keyshawn, Max Kellerman, they Andre Ward. They got rid of a lot of good content creators over there, good people over there. You know, Mike Greeny, tired of looking at him. Why is Mike Tannenbaum on that show? That show is corny. Dominique Faxworth, he corny. Why is Around the Horn still on? Why is PTI still on? All these old fart shows that need to be gone. But then again, Walt Disney can't do nothing right. They can't do Marvel right. They can't do Star Wars. They didn't tore Star Wars to shreds, and they doing the same thing to ESPN. So, Skip Bayless have his moments. Yeah, when Jalen Rose ethered his ass, absolutely. When he told Shannon Sharp, he checked Shannon Sharp, and shout out to Shannon Sharp. A lot of people would have lost they cool. Well, that's one thing that I've been working on the last couple years was not losing my emotional controlling my emotions. I had a situation a couple weeks ago, bro. Like I literally could have probably ended up in jail. You know, and I was proud of myself that I walked away from the situation. And I talked to the person, and she was like, "I'm surprised that you handled that so well." Absolutely. I'm not crashing out. I ain't got shit to lose. I'll tell y'all niggas that right now. I don't feel like I'm a nigga with shit to lose. To be honest, I ain't got nothing to lose. If my life ended tonight, I wouldn't give a fuck. I'll be real. I ain't got shit to lose. I'm a nigga with nothing to lose. So yeah, I can easily crash out. That's what I feel. I don't have nothing to lose. And that's a dangerous motherfucker. With somebody to feel like they ain't got nothing to lose, I really don't have nothing to lose. You know, and I keep it real. I ain't really got shit to lose. You know? So I easily could have crashed out, but I didn't. You know, so having control over your emotions, man. I believe once you get control over only time will tell. Only you can, you can prepare yourself mentally to go through certain things. Only you can do that. Mentally, you got to put yourself in fucked up situations to prepare yourself. You got to prepare for the worst. So when you in a situation, you can just walk away. Like, I'm not fighting over nothing. I'm not fighting over a parking spot. I'm not fighting a nigga at the bar with no bitch. I'm just not going back and forth with people over beef or I exposed you or you two beef. I've been left that alone. We moving forward. We moving forward. So I ain't going back and forth. If you got a disagreement with me or you feel like I owe you something, guess what you can do? You can get it from God. Make sure I double tap the screen. You can get it from God. How about that? You feel like I owe you something, get it from God. That's how I look at it. Get it from God. I ain't crashing out over no bitch. I ain't crashing out over no ninja. I ain't crashing out over nobody's opinion. If you got an issue, get it from God. That's all I can tell you. Long as you don't touch me, spit on me, put your hands on me, you can say, well, like my favorite line of quote from the Boys in the Hood first album with Jeezy in them. You could talk all the F you want, but just don't put your hands on me. That's all we good. You know, just don't put your hands on me. That's all I say. You can talk all the fuck you want, but don't put your hands on me. But, like I said before, Shannon showed an amazing emotional control not to snap Skip Bayless' neck, because he could have snapped Skip Bayless' neck. See, the difference between Skip Bayless, he could talk reckless and walk out in public because he got white privilege. He got white protection. See, Jason Whitlock, DJ Academics, them type of dudes, they don't have that. So, they got to move a certain type of way. They got to move silently. They can't walk out in public like I could walk out in public and stand on business. Adam from, that whole ass podcast, Adam 22, him culture vulturing off black people. He can move how he want to move. Vlad, you see what happened when Rick Ross people put hands, foot, toes, and elbows on him. He sued him. Okay? See, they got white protection. But when it come out to Whitlock and guys like that, nah. Ain't nobody running up on Shannon Sharp neither. But Stephen A got to have bodyguards and all that type of stuff, man. See, he can't talk like he wanted. He could talk all that tough shit on the TV, but he got bodyguards. When you got white protection and privilege in America, you can't touch them. That's like killing them Canadian geese. That's a felony. All right? So, but like I said before, where Skip Bayless gonna land, they said they have to force him to do his podcast. So imagine if he put the effort into his podcast that Club Shay Shay, Shannon put into Club Shay Shay. That's what I always tell people, man. Like, the best way to gain leverage, Master P showed people 30 years ago. The best way to gain leverage is to have your own shit. When you got your own shit and you build it, it ain't nothing like it. Pat McPhee built his own shit. Guess what? He sold it. Sold it to ESPN. Oh, he should have kept his own stuff. Sometimes the price is right. Quality control, the rap label, they built the label up and they sold it. People got mad. That's what people do. Y'all understand it's people out here that build companies up and flip them. That's all they do. That's a hustle. You know what I'm saying? So when you have your own shit, guess what? You can flip it. You can do it again. It's going to be even easier. So if you're trying to get into the industry, you trying to, rap, or you trying to be a producer, an editor, video, man, have your own shit. It ain't nothing like it. Ain't nothing like it. Have your own shit. Say what you want to say. Post when you want to post. Don't talk for free on the internet. Don't just post for free. And Shannon and Skip Bayless, I mean, he should have just took it more seriously. But apparently, a lot of people didn't like working with him. Notice they didn't have a female. They didn't have a female host. Jenny Taft. What's the other one that can't keep no boyfriend? Joy Taylor, Jason Taylor's sister. They couldn't get nobody up there to work with, to moderate for them. Because Skip Bayless is unworkable. Think about can't work with. Think about when Shannon Sharp left Undisputed. how emotional he got. He thanked the makeup artist. They all was sad to see Shannon Sharp go. The makeup artist was sad. I think Jeannie Taft was sad. The producers was sad. He was genuinely a good, nice guy. And I hear they posting the compilation of their best stories of on Nightcap YouTube page because they about to start NFL back up. And he's genuinely a nice guy. You hear, he said he done broke up with women and still helped them and with advice and helped their marriage to stay together. He's genuinely a nice guy. He's genuinely a nice guy. And unfortunately, women don't value nice guys in the way they should value nice guys. And that's unfortunate. The nicer you are, the more they dry up. And that's unfortunate. You know, it's unfortunate. And then down the line, they figure they fucked up, and you know, you know how they go. You'll find more single nice guys out there than anything. And it's unfortunate that a lot of us have to unlearn what our mothers taught us about, and even white people. Let's not leave y'all out. Indian women, all of them. Being nice and trying to help them. That's a sign of weakness. It's like putting Shark Week, ain't it? It's like putting your bloody foot in the water. It's a wrap. It's gonna be gone. But like I said, Skip will land on his feet somewhere. I know FanDuel TV was trying to land Shannon Sharp before he landed on ESPN. I doubt if ESPN bring him back. Him and Max Kellerman should do a TV show called White Chocolate. How about that? Maybe NFL Network. Um, I doubt he want to do his own thing as far as on the podcast because he didn't want to do the podcast he got now. I wanted to do. He still maintain the rights to that. NBC is launching something. Don't forget that they launching a whole sports reboot back as well too. So maybe he joined NBC to talk Sunday Night Football. They getting basketball, so they can use him on there. Prime Video, they possibly can use him on there. They add the NBA as well too. So it's a bunch of possibilities for him. To be real. I probably thinking maybe FanDuel TV might give him his own segment. He might go to Joe Rogan route or something like that. But NBC is making a huge push. So yeah, I can see NBC. Maybe NBC would do something with him and Chuck. Who knows? So that'd be fiery. But he'll land on his feet, to be honest. And I think we all know he gonna land on his feet. But at some point, at what point do we walk away? That's what I want to know. What point do we walk away? But when you stop working, that's when you start declining. So, at the end of the day, dude, is it a space on TV for him? Absolutely, absolutely. But NBC is doing a huge revival, a rejuvenation in sports. They got the NFL, they got the NBA now. So I can see him joining NBC. But to be honest, I probably think FanDuel TV, probably that. But yeah, I think he landed on his feet, man, for sure. So if he wants to, um, but uh, but yeah, you can't be a shitty person to work with. That's a problem. A lot of these dudes are already condescending. They already arrogant. Um, you know what I'm saying? And one thing I noticed when Shannon announced he was leaving, it was very emotional. They miss Shannon. Shannon was literally a nice guy to work with. You could tell. You can tell Shannon was a really nice guy to work with, man. So when they lost him, they lost a lot of camaraderie on that show. You could tell how the female hosts like him. And that's something that before I switch over to Jaylen Brown and Bronny, that's something that you can't teach. You can't teach you, especially unless it's early on. You can't teach somebody how to be social. Being a nice person, you can't teach it. Those are characteristics that's damn near just embedded in you. Some people are just socially vibrant. Um, some people just gravitate to. Some people just you just comfortable with. You can trust them. They got a good soul. And then you got people like Skip Bayless, who just an arrogant SOB. All right, that's just what it is. But let's talk about Jaylen Brown. Now, apparently, Jaylen Brown was at Summer League at courtside. I don't know if he smashed an Angel Reese and old girl that just got cut from the sky. But what side of baby say? He said, I'm like Lou Will. I got two hoes like Lou Will. I ain't gonna do no hate, but I know you will. Two hoes with me like Lou Will. Hey, dude, if he busting down both of them, hey, shout out to that brother because he can't dress neither. Boy, these are the most unsaucy athletes I ever seen in the NBA. They can't dress to save their life. Kevin Samuels need to wake back up and teach these brothers how to dress. Cause boy, what he had on in Vegas, that nigga had like a thermal. That dude can't dress. That just let you know money trump everything. Dude had the swag of a walrus. I was looking what he was wearing. I said, they with him? What? It's crazy the amount of dudes that can't dress, bro. I swear to God. It's so many good grooming channels out there. That's how Kevin Samuels got started. Was a grooming channel. It's so many dudes who can't dress, can't tie a tie, don't know how to shave, don't know how to take care of their skin, don't know how to take care of their hair. Kevin Samuels showing niggas how to wipe their ass the proper way. Like, I bullshit you not. Like, man, dude, that'd change a lot of y'all fortune in the world if y'all knew how to groom yourself properly. Real talk. Shit have changed, but nonetheless, nigga, man, the way he was dressed, man. I mean, if I can get Angel Reese and old girl, I can fuck both of them at the same time. I start dressing like dog for sure, looking like an African Terminator or shit. Like nigga, that dude can't dress for shit. I can just close my eyes and go to my closet right now and pick something I can outdress him. Blindly pick something, but nonetheless, he was heard whispering saying that Bronny James, they lip read him and saying Bronny James ain't a pro. And then a girl that just got cut from the sky that he dating after he dumped the cougar said she'd think he gonna be in the G League. He said he'd be on the Lakers because his daddy name. Then he came back and said that, in the morning, he didn't deny that he said it. We all read his lips. Then he came back and said that, Bronny and what Bron and Bronny doing is amazing. And to play with your son is a measure of real greatness and, longevity. And that Bronny got all the support around him to be successful. So he never denied that he said it. You know what I'm saying? He never denied that he said that he said it. And we all heard what he said, and everybody thinking it. I mean, he out there stinking it up. Bronny ain't playing like a kid that's hungry. He playing like a dude it's been given to him, and you can't build that hunger into that kid. He lives a soft life. You know what I'm saying? They drinking mojitos and I mean shit, what they don't have to want for nothing. So, you want your kids to be good. And that's one of the reasons why Michael Jordan kids wasn't good. It wasn't that Michael didn't do his job as a father. It's just, part of being an athlete is what drives you. What drives you to be hungry? A lot of people are driven to get their mom out the hood, get their mom and dad a house. A lot of people are driven just to get to the NBA. A lot of people are driven by the status. So, yeah, it's just to the point like what's driving him? And what I'm starting to think is his father is forcing this on him. His father hit him on some of the best teams, with all these great talents and all this type of stuff. And I don't even think this is what he want to do. Because when you see him, like I seen some of the highlights, it don't really seem that that he pressing. He should be pressing. He just got a real laid back, calm to me. He's a real chill kid. You'll think he grew up in California his whole life. That's kind of things about Southern California players. You know what I'm saying? Especially quarterbacks. They're real chill. They real laid back. They're not fiery at all. Bronny kind of got a Southern California feel to him. They just go with the flow. They just go with the flow. So, I'm not, I'm not sure about the heart problem that affected him, but at the end of the day, he don't really have the hunger. You can look in his eyes. He just there. He not hungry enough, and maybe LeBron should have took him another route. Everybody feel like, oh, he got to play bad baseball. He probably would have been a fantastic golfer, fantastic tennis player. Fantastic. I know he didn't want his kids to play football, hockey player. I mean, he could have went another route. Could have been a great businessman. But we know it rarely works out for these kids to be like their father was. Walter Payton's son, Junior, he wasn't shit. No offense to him. Usually, if your dad is a lesser player, you a greater player. Jaylen Brunson's dad was a lesser player, greater player. Kyrie's dad was a lesser player, greater player. Damn, it was somebody else too that was just on the tip of my tongue. Kobe Bryant's father passed today. Rest in power to him. His father was an okay player. He was a great player. You know what I'm saying? So once you continue to get, we know how that goes. So my thing is, he just don't seem to be hungry. What Jaylen Brown said wasn't wrong. It's just that LeBron controls the media. So his dad is controlling the media. So when you say something about him, then they're gonna try to ostracize Jaylen Brown. LeBron is Nike and Nike is LeBron. He beefed with both of them. So, what he said, it wasn't like he came out and just publicly said it, but he courtside. Spotlight gonna be on him. He beefed with the team, the USA Olympic team. And who want to be part of that shit anyway? To be honest, you really want to spend your summer out there beating Australia by 6 points? All them old motherfuckers trying to hold on to their glory. They need to go. Only old niggas they need on the team USA is Steph Curry and Kevin Durant. Everybody else is not needed. Any other veteran, LeBron, ain't needed. He just need to let it go. We should have knew when he didn't shave his head, he wasn't going to let this NBA career go. LeBron, Kevin Durant, and Steph Curry, that's it. Everybody else should be Booker, Anthony Davis. They don't even need Joel Embiid. He ain't even fucking American. So Booker, Halliburton, Edwards, KD, Steph, that's it, AD. I don't even know who else on there. Derek White ain't a bad pickup, to be honest. They need a guy like that. Drew Holiday. They don't need Drew Holiday. They need Bam. I'll give you Bam. They don't need Drew Holiday, old ass. Shit, really, that's about it. That's about it. Jason Tatum, really, they don't need him neither. They don't need Jason Tatum. They need about 5 shot creators. They don't even need that. They need a Booker, an Edwards, a KD, a Steph. Right? AD. Then you need your ball handler, pause, Tyrese Halliburton. Right? And if he go down, Steph and AD and Booker can handle the ball. Right? Bam, hustler, you need him. And then after that, maybe like a Tyler Hero. Who else you got? I don't know these ninjas no more, bro. Shit. Yeah, I don't even know who else to think of, bro. Man, I don't know these ninjas like that no more. Yeah, I don't need all them dudes, bro. I need dudes that after that, you guys that can catch and shoot. A Hero. Is Franz American? Nah, Franz ain't American. These niggas, the black Americans can't even shoot the ball no more. They can't even play without the basketball no more. After that, they need somebody like that. Shit, Austin Reeves or some shit like that. Not to pick say the white guys only can shoot. But you catch my drift. You know what I'm saying? Shat Holmgren. One of them type of dudes. Somebody like that. Put Cooper Flag out there or something. One of them dudes. Yeah, they don't need all them old farts out there, man, who need the ball to be absolutely not. Your shot correct, your guys that can get there, because the international play, It's all about, moving the basketball, spacing and driving and kicking. Because you got matchup zones. So your big fella should be AD, Bam, uh, oh man, Cat whole ass can be in there, I guess. If that, I'd say AD, Bam, uh, shit, maybe Cat. I don't know these dudes no more. Maybe Paulo Barancho playing the five. You can get away with that. We'll say Cat. Yo, guys that can get your bucket should be Anthony Edwards, Devin Booker, KD, Steph. Uh, that's cool. Them the four you need right there. Hale Burton, a primary ball handler. So that's 8. Probably a Tyler Hero, you got to space it. That's 9. Him or Austin Reeves. Oh, jeez, Louise. Maybe the white boy from the Knicks, DiVincenzo. I wouldn't mind either one of them 3, maybe 2 of them 3. I'll take a Derek White. You need a guy like that, defend and shoot. That's really about it, bro. That's really about it. Throw Cooper Flag on the team, I would guess, just as a Christian Laettner type of guy. Oh, Cat play for DR. My bad. Sheesh. Shit, throw Shat Holmgren out there then. You give me Shat Holmgren. That's the only I can think of right now. Yeah, give me Shat Holmgren. Yeah, give me Shat Holmgren at that point. I can't think of nobody else. Brook Lopez, he might crack a fibula or some shit. Yeah, you don't need LeBron hogging the ball. You in international play, you really need one primary ball handler. That's it. One guy that's gonna dominate the ball, and a bunch of other guys that can be secondary that dominate the ball. Like, cause you got Steph who can get it. You got Durant that can do it if you need to. You got Anthony Edwards that could do it. You got Booker that can do it. Other than that, Hale Burton, that's about it. As the one guy that, that's it. Everybody else have a LeBron and all them other old farts out there. You don't need Drew Holiday. You don't need LeBron. Y'all go play golf and tennis and let these young niggas have it. Let these young niggas have it. Let the young guys have it. That'd be my thing. Let the young guys have it. You got Steph and KD could be the elder statesmen on the team, and let them have it. Joel, go play for Africa. Where you from, Congo? Go play for the Keem Olajuwon team or some shit. Matter of fact, go get healthy. Go lose some weight. Go get on the Kanye West workout plan. So, but nonetheless, yeah, Bronny ain't hungry. Bronny ain't hungry, bro. So you got all that money NIL wise. So I'm surprised LeBron put Bronny on Team USA. I'm not mad at him for putting his son in his position. But to me, it don't seem like that's what his son's dream is. Do you think he want to go out there and want to just prove everybody wrong? Be aggressive, be tenacious, be vicious, But Jaylen Brown ain't lied. He should have stayed in college. It ain't nothing wrong with staying in college. Brandon Roy stayed there for 4 years, didn't he? But LeBron wanted to play with his son. LeBron really trying to measure up to Jordan in every way. Statistically, he trying to measure up to Jordan. I played with my son. Jordan never played with his son. I made it to this man. And I ain't mad at him. You supposed to chase Jordan. But if most people's minds didn't already been made up, you'll never be Jordan. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. It's hard to pass an icon like Jordan. It is. It's hard. But I feel that his son, he just put his son in a bad position. I didn't think switching colleges was the answer neither. Because that's just teaching kids to run away from their problem. Figure it out. Competition. That's one thing I liked about Caleb Williams, who went to Oklahoma. He said, man, I didn't really think Spencer Rattler was all that. For the most part, that's what he said. I didn't really think the nigga was all that. I was going to beat him out regardless. He did. So he didn't run. When Spencer Rattler became a starter, he got better. And eventually he eclipsed Spencer Rattler, became a starting quarterback at Oklahoma. So, shout out to him. He believed in his skill set. He wasn't gonna run all this jumping ship, or I don't start here, I'm transferring to Colorado, transferring to Alabama. I don't like that shit. Strap your nuts on and beat the player in front of you. You decided to go here. You believed in your talent. Beat him. So I feel like he should have stayed at UFC, allowed to be a young adult, allowed to do his own laundry, allowed to deal with his own problems. He seems like a nice kid. I seen an interview with him. He's going shoe shopping on Complex. So, it's hard to put that dog in your son. You know, it's hard to put the dog in on that battery in his back. And then who knows how, who knows who you think he really pushing it as hard as he can with that heart issue. He should have just sat his son down. And it's hard to tell, you want your son to be in the NBA. He had that heart issue and all that stuff. I just feel like he should have sat his son down. They should have went a different route. I don't know this for sure. I think this is LeBron's dream. I think this is LeBron's dream. I don't even think the kid really want to be a hooper like that. Because if he really wanted to, he'd be playing with a lot of juice. He'd be playing with I watch him play. It's just like he just coasting. He ain't trying to dunk on nobody. I done seen him dunk on cats before. He ain't aggressive. So he don't seem to have that dog. It ain't like you want to drop your son off in the middle of South Central and say, "We'll figure it out. I'll be back to get you later." Like, absolutely not. But you can't get them rich. You give them kids everything they wanted. They got a mansion, they got a house, they got a loving, beautiful mother. They got they got a sister. They live go to great schools and all that stuff, and they sheltered. That hunger is what drives them guys like Lance Stevenson, Stephon Marbury. You know what I'm saying? Them dudes from the trenches, Kevin Garnett. You know what I'm saying? It drives them type of dudes. Charles Barkley growing up in rural Alabama. Jalen Rose watched his daddy be the number one pick in the draft, and had to struggle. You know what I'm saying? Had to struggle. That drove him. That drove him. So, it's tough. It's tough, man. It's tough out here. So to put that dog in a player, man, something got to drive you. Something got to drive you. And maybe LeBron should have put him on lesser AAU teams. Think about Ja Morant's story. Ja Morant was working out in the gym, and so happened that the Murray State coach just was somewhere he wasn't supposed to be and seen Ja Morant work out and gave him a scholarship. Think about that. Ja Morant wouldn't have had that scholarship to Murray State if that coach wasn't in that gym that day. He seen Zion getting all that praise and all that hype, right? Nobody thinking about Ja. And Ja knowing, I'm just as good as dog. You know what I'm saying? But nobody's seeing me. That drove Ja. You think Ja surpasses Zion wasn't on his hit list? Absolutely. Absolutely, it was on his hit list. That's what drove Ja Morant. What drives you? Some of y'all, it's your kids. Some of y'all didn't become motivated till you had your kids. Some might be driven by failure. Because, you ugly, you can't do it, you failure, you're stupid. What drives you every day? Some people driven by, man, maybe it'd be the day I become a millionaire. Who knows? Some people just drive them just to be able to support themselves. But what drives Bronny James? He had the most NIL money. His daddy got a bunch of money. He got a guaranteed contract in the NBA for 4 years. What drives him? And is he pushing the pedal to the metal because, for real, because do he really trust his heart gonna hold up? All those are valid questions for him. All of them is valid questions. He said Keenan Alvarez was dope all late night. Bronny should have stayed 3 years. Shout out to Johnson. He said true a certain extent. He said CJ Stroud from California dad is doing time as we speak. He said Cat played for Dominican Republic. Jaylen Brown girl Kyrie's is from Ben Harbor, Michigan. Her goddad is John Lucas. I didn't know he was from Ben Harbor. Do Ben Harbor got clean water? Because remember, their water was dirty too, like Flint. That's a little known story. Jackson, Mississippi, Ben Harbor also had water issues like Flint. Yeah. Shout out to the great Wilson Chandler from Ben Harbor too. He was Michigan basketball, Mr. Basketball in the state of Michigan in his day. He ended up going to it's about to close me out, bro. So when I go live, they make my phone too hot. So it's about to close me out. So let me get off here, man. Appreciate y'all. It's about to shut me down, but somebody want to call, leave me alone. But he said, "What's good? I know you heard about one of the YouTubers that have been criticized, Bronny James. They said LeBron fans threatening this man's life, saying it's a no-fly zone for him when he come to California. Man, they just talking. Remember, one LeBron fan told me, we gonna get your channel shut down. I don't even know what I said. I don't even know what I said. They DM me on Instagram. I didn't even say nothing. Yeah, they way more fanatical than Jordan.